I wish someone told me about this in the beginning because then I would have been better prepared. You are welcome. I just saved you a whole bunch of time and effort and energy, and then you quit because you ran out of things to talk about. When you first start a YouTube channel, you don't just start YouTube. For me, it took a year worth of research. I did this by watching YouTube videos on how to start a YouTube channel. But then I noticed something odd. All of the creators that I was watching had been around for a really long time. A lot of them had been established since 2014. I mean, they already had 100,000, 400,000, 1.2 million subscribers. I'm watching their videos and thinking, well, they're talking about starting as a new YouTuber, but they're not new YouTubers anymore. And I started wondering, where are those first 30 days on YouTube? What happens? What are they going through? What challenges are they running into? What would I need to know as a new YouTuber from a new YouTuber? Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Kristen Elaine and I am a new YouTuber. I uploaded my very first video 30 days ago. In this video, I'm sharing the exact things that I went through my first 30 days on YouTube, from the challenges and the struggles. We're gonna be going through everything from scripting to filming to editing. I'm gonna tell you things that I wish I knew earlier because I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not holding back, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. You're gonna wanna watch from start to finish. And the first thing that I wanna talk about is, why are you starting your YouTube channel? For the money? Wrong. Another YouTube creator says this perfectly on why you should not start a YouTube channel for the money. Here is Ryan Walsh.
This is something that isn't just gonna happen overnight. If you're starting YouTube because you think it's gonna be a get-rich-quick scheme or something like that, you're in the wrong place, because that's exactly what it isn't.
I really had to have a strong why. Having a strong why helps you focus, and when you can sharpen your focus, you can actually set better goals that can help you be more committed to what you're trying to do. And trust me, commitment is definitely going to come into play even within the first 30 days. I think that if I didn't have a strong enough why, I probably would have chickened out before I even hit publish, let alone hit record. Often a why comes down to a personal purpose, cause, or a belief. Who are you educating? Who are you entertaining, and why? Why is it so important for you to get up in the morning and start filming? Why is it so important to you to stay up late at night and do the same thing? That why has to be so strong that it's going to override the feelings of I'm tired or I'm busy. Having a strong why is going to help you get past all the challenges, because there are challenges, and especially in the first 30 days. It took me a little while to drill down into what exactly my purpose was. I help people own their finances and elevate their life. Even if I've helped just one person, then I've accomplished something, and you're gonna feel the same way too. That just means everything. I think we should talk about monetization for a minute, because I love talking about money. You should know what it takes to get monetized, because eventually you're gonna hit that threshold. Right now on YouTube, it takes 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time to get monetized. If you're starting YouTube as a business, it's going to take a very long time, a lot of hard work and consistency before you even see a penny. And every channel is so different on how quickly this happens. For the majority of us, we're probably like Catherine Manning here.
So obviously it took me a year and a half from the start of my YouTube channel to being monetized on YouTube.
This is actually 34 days since I uploaded my first video, but I have 53 hours of watch time and 43 subscribers. So it's gonna take me a really long time to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. If you're curious like I am, because I love the numbers, I did some digging and I came across a channel called vidIQ, and they have stats that said it can take up to 151 videos to just get between 1,000 and 10,000 subscribers. And I did some math. For every video on average, you would need to get 60 subscribers per video to hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. Let's calculate how much that would be. If you take 1,000 subscribers and you divide it by 60 subscribers per video, you would only need 16 videos to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. And that's kind of low, actually. I estimate that it's probably around 30 to 50 videos, but this is just an example to kind of help you visualize how long could this possibly take me. Just doing a little bit more math here, if we take the 16 videos and we multiply it by how long it takes on average to make one video, it is taking taking me on average about 20 hours right now. Because I'm still new and I'm still learning the process, it's taking me some time. So I would need to have 320 hours invested in my channel, making 16 videos just to get to that 1,000 subscribers. And like I said, I think that's actually on the low side. It is so much hard work in the beginning. And now with the math, you can kind of see why. And that's not even including the watch time. I have no idea how to calculate that. Every video is so different. Some videos do really well, some just don't. And there's gonna be 1 or 2 videos that bring in the majority of your watch time, and you just don't know until you actually do it. And this is why I say don't worry about the money. If you are focused on putting out good content that people want to watch, if you're consistent and you stay focused and you keep your why in mind and you don't give up, the money will come. So don't worry about the money. Because I've only been on YouTube for 30 days, I will tell you I am not yet monetized. No surprises there. Knowing what to talk about makes it a million times easier to grow on YouTube. When you think about your favorite YouTubers, they're so good at like one thing, right? And that's what they're known for. And so when you're thinking of things to talk about, focus on what they're doing, what your favorite YouTubers are doing. They're not all over the place. They're not talking about makeup and beauty and cleaning and games. They're focused on one thing. Pick one main topic that you're going to talk about, and then think of subtopics. What also goes along with your main topic? If it doesn't fit in, then it doesn't belong. And just remember that YouTube is like this gigantic search engine. It's owned by Google. And so if you have a bunch of random topics that you're talking about, it doesn't know where to put you. It doesn't know who would be best to watch your videos. And that's really gonna hurt you if you're all over the place with your content. Ask yourself, does this relate to the audience that I'm trying to reach? Does this help them? Is this something that they need to know? Is this something that would be interesting for them to know? Is this something that's related to my main topic? Or how can I tie it back to my main topic? If you can answer all of those questions and they're all yeses and they make sense, go for it. I start with my main topic, which is personal finance, and from there I'll branch off into my different subtopics: budgeting, wealth, mindset, manifesting, investing, and so on. And as long as I can relate it back to my personal finance main topic, I'll leave it in. If I can't link it back, I have to take it out. Let me show you on my computer screen how I came up with a list of ideas for my subtopics. This is my list of ideas that I came up with, either things that I were interested in or things that I thought would be interesting to my audience, and then I would write things down. And you can use different websites too, like this is answerthepublic.com, and it has who, what, when, where, how, why. And one of the questions that came up is why personal finance should be taught in schools. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. Let me put that on my list. And so I put that on my list here, what school will never teach you. Another place you can go is just going directly to YouTube and type in the main topic that you want to talk about or the subtopic that you want to talk about, and you'll get a list of ideas before you even finish typing in the entire word. So hopefully this will help you get started with a whole bunch of ideas. So keep your list current, go through it and update it as you go, because every time you run into a question or someone asks you something or you see an article and you think this would make a great YouTube video, write it down. As long as you're picking topics that are interesting to you, something that your audience is also interested in, and things that they are looking for, you're gonna grow. Write down a list of at least 52 topics, and this is what I did. And the reason why I chose 52 is because I'm assuming that I'm gonna be uploading on a weekly basis. And if I have 52 topics to talk about, then I'll have a year's worth of content because there's 52 weeks in a year. If you get to the point where you can't even get to 52 topics, let alone 100 topics, and you start running out of things that you're going to talk about, you may have to take that as an indicator that maybe this isn't the right main topic for you to be talking about. You have to go back to the drawing board, and that's completely okay. I'd rather you go through this process now than be 30 or 40 videos in and decide, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to talk about. Or worse, what if you hate what you're talking about? And that actually happens. So this is an amazing exercise to go through. I wish someone said this to me in the beginning. You are welcome. I just saved you a whole bunch of time and effort and energy, and then you quit because you ran out of things to talk about. I actually came up with more ideas. And if that's not a sign that you're on the right track, I don't know what is. The third thing I learned when I started my YouTube channel is the importance of scripting. Now, what is scripting? I felt like I was back in English class in college and I was learning how to write a paper all over again, and it was not the most exciting thing. But as I started scripting or writing out and organizing what I want to say in an outline, so I have an introduction, I have a middle, and I have an end, it just helps my content flow so much better. I can get better organized, and now I'm actually spending a lot more time on this. So before I was spending about 1 hour on scripting, and now I'm at about 4 hours. I'm able to edit a lot faster, and I'm actually able to film a lot faster because I know exactly what I need to say. I'm going to show you one of my templates that I use, and it's constantly evolving, but let's jump into my screen right now.
Templates are really awesome, and it's really going to speed up your process. So in my templates folder in my YouTube folders, I copy and paste all of these into each video that I make so I can keep myself organized. I have a script that I start with, and I'll pull that up and go over this. So I start with my video number, date of the video, and the title, and then I have a hook, which is something exciting to get the viewer's attention and curiosity. I'll come up with an introduction, and then I'll start going over the points that I want to cover in the video. I have a closing and an end video.
All right, at this point I have a pro tip. If you have yourself templates, like when you're doing your first YouTube video and you're creating a rough draft of something, keep a copy of that and turn it into a template, because you can use that for your second and third and fourth video. It's gonna save you so much time. And I know what you're thinking, 4 hours to write out a YouTube video. I'm shifting some of the editing time and the filming time into my scripting time. So it's actually saving me a lot of time on the back end by doing a lot more work on the front end. And I honestly think it just makes my videos a lot better for my audience. Oh, something else that I noticed, I have far less bloopers. Oh, say hi. Uh-oh. I used to have a lot of bloopers, and I don't have as many anymore. This process is working, and I have a lot less mistakes. So that means a lot less time filming, even though I know the bloopers are really fun. If you have a plan, you're less likely to go off topic or, like me, go on tangents. Squirrel! I found that this process really helps me stay organized. Okay, so here is my scripting, and I have everything written out word by word. And then I can read what I need to say, and then I'll memorize that, and then I'll say it to the camera. It just makes filming so fast. I'm not at the point yet where I can just do bullet points. That would probably be the fastest method, is that you write your main title and then you write your main headings, and then you just have bullet points on each of the things that you want to cover under each heading. I can't do that yet. I'm not quite there yet because I don't want to forget something. So I'm writing everything out word for word, which probably would explain why my scripting is taking 4 hours. I'm hoping that as I go through this process and as I learn and as I grow and get a lot more efficient, that's going to actually cut down immensely in the future. And please don't get frustrated. I know it sounds like a lot right now, but this is the process that you go through when you create your first video. So be thinking constantly as you're filming, as you're editing, as you're doing things, how can I improve even just 1%? That's my goal. I just want to be a little bit better each time. Trust me, you will get there. And I'm still learning myself too. One of the things that I'm starting to learn is telling stories through YouTube videos. And I'm not there yet. Maybe that'll be an update for my 60 days on YouTube video, but I'll let you know how that goes. The fourth thing I learned while on my 30 days of YouTube is thumbnails. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this topic because there's a million videos out there on how to make really good thumbnails. But at first what I was doing is I was rewriting my title, which is unnecessary. You don't need to be redundant, but make your thumbnail something interesting and fun. I personally don't like to copy my peers. As you're going through and creating your thumbnails, you can tease something in your video. Like one of the things that I did from this video is I teased, why are influencers calling this an income stream, for example? And so that makes people click, and I do explain. You don't want to just have it be clickbait. You want to have it actually answer the question and get to the reason why people are clicking on your video in the first place. So remember when we talked about making a template? You can do the same thing with your thumbnails. If you find a thumbnail template that you like, you can reuse it over and over. Just change out the headings, change out the picture, and reuse it. And that's gonna save you a lot of time. I use Canva for my thumbnails, and I like the paid version, and I'm not, an affiliate of them, but I do use them because I can download a transparent background and make fun little pop-ups. If you have the money to spare and you want to do things like what I just showed, then the paid version of Canva would be awesome, but you don't need to pay for Canva. You don't need to do fancy things in your videos. If you just want to use it for the thumbnails, you can totally do that on the free version. Something else too, if you notice that you're not getting a lot of views on your video within the first 24 hours and you suspect it might be the thumbnail, you can always change it. We've reached the best part and the scariest part of this video, and that is filming. It's so exciting when you reach this point and you've done all the homework and you know your why and you have everything scripted, and now you actually have to press the record button. Boop. You're gonna get to this point and then this is gonna happen.
No one wants to listen to you. What if people hate you? Are you sure you want to do this? You'll just embarrass yourself. You don't know what you're doing. It's too scary.
You have to do it. You have to press record. You have to continue on your journey because you didn't come this far to come this far. And I was exactly where you were at. Once I got to hitting the record button, oh my gosh, I didn't want to do it. And I thought, I'm good. I'm done with this journey. But I wasn't. And I just didn't think about it. I ignored everything and I hit that record button and I just filmed a couple of times. And it only took me 2 or 3 tries of filming and testing and actually going through till I started to feel comfortable. And I mean, I was so nervous. My heart rate went up and it was fidgety and I just didn't want to do it, and I felt this dread, and it isn't natural, or it doesn't feel natural to talk to yourself on camera. I will say that learning and going through this process, I'm not as nervous as I used to be. By the 4th video, I felt a lot more natural. I felt a lot more calm. I didn't have a lot of mistakes, which boosts your confidence. I have a pro tip, real life tip, I'm gonna share with you right now. I never knew how important this was until I filmed my video today, and I went through the entire video and finished it, got to the editing process, and I had 2 poppy seeds stuck in my teeth. So new YouTubers, do not make the same mistake I did. Always check your teeth before you film. Let's get on to the video. Just be proud of yourself that you're doing it and that you're trying to put out really good content. It really helps to be excited and see the progress that you're making. But I will tell you, you are gonna be shocked with how quickly you start to feel comfortable. It really didn't take me long. I think I mentioned like the 4th video seems to be the key video. If you can get yourself to the 4th video, I think you're gonna be set. And it's crazy how fast it happens. It even surprises me, and I'm still brand new. Well, what if I don't have fancy equipment? I don't have fancy equipment. I'm filming on my phone right now. I have a little tripod that I got many, many years ago. I have a ring light. Let me show you what that looks like. It's right there. Have my laptop. That's not new. And I have this cheap microphone that I got from Amazon. So you really don't need a lot. You can just film using your phone. You don't even need a microphone. But as you grow, and if you do want to make this your business the way I am doing, then you will want to invest a little bit here and there, but you don't need to start with a lot of stuff. It really only takes me about an hour to film, but if you want to film faster, here's something that I would recommend. My first couple of videos, I was trying to film like these long clips over a long period of time, and then it would take me forever to edit. So I would make a mistake, but I would just keep filming, and then I had to go through my whole video, listen to it, and then find the mistake, and then find out where I started again. And then you film a little snippet here, and then you film a little snippet here, and you read a line, and then you film it and you cut it. And when you're editing and you're putting all that together, it just makes it so much easier to edit. Just get your video out there, go through the process, because you're not gonna learn, you're not gonna feel accomplished, you're not gonna become the YouTuber that you wanna be if you stop at this step. And it is a super scary step, but just ignore all of the thoughts and the mean kid in your head and just get through this process. I promise you there is amazing things on the other side. You can do it. Ugh. This next one, I was completely naive. For some reason, I thought I was just gonna miraculously find software for free because a lot of YouTubers start with a lot of free tools. And so I was looking for affordable things that I could use. This was one area that I was completely shocked. I don't have an iMac, so if I did, I would have access to free software, which is called iMovie. I didn't have that option. I don't have an iMac. And so I had to find my own software, and there's a bunch out there. You can use Camtasia or Final Cut Pro. I'll just tell you what I use. I found and used Camtasia, and it's a pretty user-friendly software, and anything that I have questions on, I just Google it and a YouTube video will pop right up really quick. It's 4 or 5 minutes for tutorials. I really haven't had a hard time using it. I paid $299 for Camtasia, and it's for an entire year's license. You know, sometimes you have to spend money and it's the cost of business, but if you really don't have that available, I would say just try to research and find other options that you can use. The time it takes takes to edit a video was also a huge surprise. I don't remember ever seeing this as I came across my research, and I wish someone told me about this in the beginning, because then I would have been better prepared and had more realistic expectations of how long it would take to make my first couple of videos. So not only was I learning YouTube for the first time and going through the process for the first time, and I had to learn this editing software and I had no idea how to use it. And so that contributed to a lot of the time that I had to use for my editing. Nobody explained to me how fun it is to edit too. And when you're finding something and you're doing something for the first time, I think it's a good mindset to have, is just have fun with it. Just learn and grow. And if you really hate it, you can actually outsource it later on. I'm doing it myself. I may outsource it later. I really have a blast when I edit my videos, but right now it is taking far too long. So I am hoping with the next 30 days that I'll have an update for you, that my editing is going a lot faster. But let me show you my analytics, because I am tracking how long things take.
This is how I track my time. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and I've been doing this ever since I started filming. And so the editing process here actually takes me the longest, 13 hours on average for each video. And total time it takes me is about 19 hours from start to finish. And this is just to give you an idea. This might not be your actual time, but just to show you how long it takes to make a video when you're starting as a new YouTuber.
Something else you have to be really careful about, and that I don't see talked about very often, is that when you are picking B-roll, and B-roll is like the acting out of scenes or the additional pictures or additional videos that get thrown in, be super careful to find copyright-free versions of these items. And don't just trust that when you go to a YouTube page and it says free sound, free video, that it's actually copyright free, okay? You don't want to get in trouble with copyright. You can lose your entire channel. Some places that I found that are safe are Pexels. This website is just a bunch of pictures and videos that I use to overlay onto my talking videos, so it gives a lot more interest. For sounds, I just use YouTube Sound Studio, I think is what it's called. But I just go down here and I pick the sound that I want. And this also can take a lot of time, because you're trying to get the feeling and you're trying to pick the right song. Eventually, you're going to have a library of songs that you use on a recurring basis. So it's not going to take you as much time in the future once you develop and build your library of sounds and images. One of the things that I ran into is that there's not a lot of sounds available on the YouTube Sound Studio. And so I had to get really creative my first couple of videos. If I wanted a coin sound, I dumped a bunch of coins in my sink. If I wanted a record scratch sound, I had to actually make that sound myself. You can be really creative. There's nothing stopping you really except your own mind. And the awesome thing is, when you make that sound yourself, you know you're not going to get in trouble for it. Woo! So exciting. So once you're done with editing and you've got everything happy and everything's where you want it to be, and the video is awesome, you're going to download it and then you're going to upload it to YouTube. Everything you've been working so hard for is now live. It's live.
It's alive!
This is when the nervousness goes away and the excitement shows up. I was so excited after I published my first video. It's so exciting to actually put yourself out there, and my mindset was, I just have to keep putting good videos out there. Even if your brain is screaming at you and trying to hold you back and trying to keep you small and trying to keep you in fear, just put it out there, because chances are no one's even gonna remember your first few videos. So put yourself out there, publish it. No one ever says this, but it almost feels like a roller coaster ride. Like you get to the top, you're filming, you're editing, and then you hit publish and you go back down again. And then you have to go back up to that point where right before you drop again and publish, it's that excitement that builds over and over and over. And I experience this every time I create a video, is that I'll get to the publish point and I'll post, and then all my excitement is like, whew, I did it. Okay, I can relax. Trust me, you're gonna wanna do it again and again and again. If you're comfortable with this next step, I do recommend it, and that's broadcasting yourself out there. If you have other social media, get other people watching it, because that's gonna give your video some momentum when you first start, and it's gonna pick up, and the more people watch it, YouTube is going to recommend you to other places and to search and browse and things like that. And the more people can watch your video and see your video. So what I did to not allow myself to back out and get scared is before I filmed and published my first video, a week prior, I started announcing it on like my other social media channels and telling everybody, I'm so excited. I just started a YouTube channel. This is what my video is going to be about. I can't wait for you to watch it. Thank you for your support. Outpouring of support that I got was unbelievable. I really wasn't expecting it. It just makes you feel so good. And it can feel so awkward and a little strange and really vulnerable to put yourself out there knowing that your close friends and your family are watching your videos, and you just wonder sometimes, what are they thinking? Are they judging me? Is it okay? Is it not okay? But the feedback that I've gotten has been so positive. And I really appreciate that the first few people that actually watch my videos are my parents and my brother and my sisters, and they'll give me a lot of really good feedback. And I feel so happy that they're out there supporting me. And I know that there's people in your life who are gonna support you too. What's next? What do I possibly do after I filmed and published my first video? What you're gonna wanna do next is immediately just start picking another topic and preparing for your next video. Each time you go through this process, try to get a little bit better, just a little bit better than you were before. And pretty soon, you're gonna be one of those fancy schmancy YouTubers where everybody knows your name. The thing that I want to talk about with YouTube is mindset. Your brain is really mean, or it can be really mean. And for me personally, I've done a lot of work to banish a lot of the negative thoughts, and I'm able to kind of put it at bay for the most part. This can be really challenging for you, and your mind is going to want to protect you, and it's going to want to keep you safe. That's what it's designed to do. So it's not trying to be mean. It's not trying to be an enemy. It's just trying to keep you safe. Your brain is going to come up with the wildest stories and the wildest scenarios that don't often happen in real life in order to keep you small and protected. In the past 30 days, I've gotten 0 negative comments, and I'm very grateful for that. And I don't expect that to be the norm in the future, because I know that a lot of influencers get a lot of negative and hate comments, and I'm not worried about that, to be honest. Why should I care what other people's opinions are? And I don't think you should care either. There's a quote that I really like to remember, and it puts a lot of things in perspective. And this is how it goes.
If you want to look up the original quote, it's called "The Man in the Arena." It says, "It's not the critic who counts, who points out how the strong person stumbles. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat, who at worst, if failing, at least fails while daring greatly. Their place will never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." By Theodore Roosevelt.
Basically, if they're not another YouTuber giving constructive criticism, their opinion really doesn't matter all that much, does it? Besides, you have more videos to put your time and energy into, right? I was just really shocked and surprised that even 30 days in, when I started off really strong, that I had doubts and I had negative thoughts, and I had my brain telling me things that made me feel like maybe I should quit. And I was caught off guard. And so that's why I want to say, just watch out for your own thought processes, because those are the things you're going to need to guard against and get past, and not let your brain tell you to quit, or that you're not good enough, or that your content isn't perfect, and maybe you shouldn't post, and maybe you shouldn't be a YouTuber. You're gonna have to tell your brain, it's okay, brain, it's gonna be okay. And this just goes right back to having that strong why, having that strong purpose of what you're doing here in the first place. And here's the thing too, how many creators wanted to quit right before they exploded and became well known? There's so many of them out there. The other mindset item that I want to talk about is having realistic expectations. So I came into this thinking this is going to be so easy because I didn't know how long everything was going to take. And I thought, I'm going to bang out 28 videos every single month. Yeah, 1 video every day. So unrealistic. But I know that now. And so as you're going through this process, just tailor your expectations to reality, because things are going to take a lot longer than you think, and you might have a video that you're really proud of and it doesn't do as well as you think it should, and you'll just have to tell yourself that it's okay. It's part of the process. I'm reminded of a story by the late Kobe Bryant, who said, "Dedication makes dreams come true." And this is kind of the underlying theme that I've been talking about in my whole video, is to stay consistent, to put out good content, to have a purpose and a drive. He would go to practice every single morning, regardless if he won the last game, regardless if he lost the last game. He was always the first person in the gym. And if someone as great a basketball player as him feels the need to go in every single morning to practice, then what does that say about me? What does that say about you? What do we need to be doing every single day if we want to make our dreams come true? It does take dedication. He didn't sit on the sidelines because he cared about what other people thought. He was the man in the arena. A big part of mindset is habits. So if you want to learn millionaire mindset habits from 3 YouTube millionaires, you're really going to want to check out this video next. I'll see you again soon.